Okay, today I'm going to show you how to assemble the Automaton project from the stock parts that are in the class files there on Fusion. The first thing I'm going to need to do is get all of these parts into my own project folder. So what I'm going to do is click on these files holding shift, and then I can right click and then say copy. I'm going to copy those to my own student folder. Now, I'm your teacher, so I don't have a student folder, so I'm just going to make my folder inside the exemplar folder, and I'll make a new folder for this called Automaton Assembly. I've already done this once in a folder called Automaton, but we'll do it from scratch. I'll say copy, and then I'm going to head over to the cams folder, selecting all of my cams. I'll go ahead, right click, copy that again to the same assembly subfolder, say copy, and now we're good to go. If I hop back to my exemplar folder where I have this Automaton assembly, I now see all the pieces I need to put this automaton together. So I'm going to go up to the top and say File, New, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new assembly design so that I can put all these things together. Now, I want to go ahead and save this right inside of that same exemplar folder with everything else so it doesn't get lost. I'm going to call it Automaton Assembly. Okay, now that I have my Automaton Assembly, I want to go step by step thinking about how this thing's going to go together. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and insert my box by going to Insert into Current Design. That gives me the box. I say OK. Its initial position is good enough for me. Next thing I need to do is design the axle and crank system. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down the shift key. Let's see if we can do this. Or command key. I'll click axle, bushing, crank. I'll right click and say, oh, you can't do all of them at once. So we'll do them one at a time. So I'll say insert into current design. Insert that axle. I'm going to move it so I can see it. The position really doesn't matter right now. I'm going to insert that bushing into current design. Say okie dokie. Oh, I put it down where I don't want it. I'll redo that. Insert into current design. If you make a mistake, remember the key is Command Z. Then if you hit the bushing, you can duplicate it by hitting Command C, Command V. Now I got two of those bad boys. I'm going to move them off of the top of each other so I know what the heck it is I'm doing. And then I'm going to go ahead and insert the crank handle into the current design. And if I move this over, we'll be ready to assemble this crankshaft. So what I want to do is put these pieces together in order so that I've got my crank on the right hand side and then a bushing on the left hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and do an assembly relationship and do a joint here with this crank. If I hold down command, I can find the center of that hole, and then I hop over to the end of this axle where I'm going to attach these two pieces together. And now it looks like it got offset somehow. I know that the thickness of this crank handle is 0.25, so I'm going to say negative 0.25, and there we are, snug at the end of my axle. Now I need to put a bushing behind that, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that relationship tool again, go to joint, and then I'm going to go ahead and hold down command again to find the center of that bushing. Then I'm going to go back to this side of the crank handle, find that center that I need, and snap it into place. All is well. If you need to, sometimes these things come in wrong. You can always flip-flop the direction if you need to. Mine's in a good space. I'll leave it there. All I need now is a bushing that goes on the other end of the axle, and then I'll be ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create, or Relationships, Joint, Relationships, Joint. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the face, or mouse over the face, hold down Command, grab that center hole, then come back around to the other end of my axle, and place it right on the end. See, now I've got that error where it's turned backwards. All I do is come down here and click flip, and we're in good shape. We have an assembled crankshaft. So all I need to do is to place this in to my box. So what I'm going to do is, thinking logically, I'm going to grab this joint tool one more time. I'm going to come over to the side of this bushing, and I want to get this face and find the center of it. Click there, and that is what is going to line up with the center of this hole. If I say okie dokie, I just want to first go ahead and turn this to a revolute joint so it rotates on us. I can go ahead and say okay. So that's how you put the box together with the crankshaft. That's our first step of putting this automata box together. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here and start breaking this thing up into different pieces.